Prime Minister Julia Gillard says she'll press ahead with the controversial carbon and mining taxes, despite plans for a tax forum later this year. The two-day forum, which is part of a deal struck with the independents last year, will be held in October. Lobby groups are already staking their claims to what's important, and business groups have called for discussion of the politically charged taxes. Philip Lasker reports.
Hello, Daniel. Hi.
Prime Minister Julia Gillard was in a lab today where they're working on solar energy. The issue of tax, it could be argued, needs a lot of lab work as well. But when it comes to proposals like the carbon and mining taxes, the Prime Minister has all the research she needs.
Yes, we'll have a tax forum later in the year, and there will be plenty for that tax forum to focus on. But I am not going to engage in days of inaction waiting for a tax forum.
And business groups say they won't be muzzled by the government excluding the carbon and mining taxes and GST from that talkfest.
The government has its preferred agenda, but that won't stop the business community from putting forward the agenda that business believes is necessary for Australia's development. And that includes looking at how some of those big tax proposals the government has can both be funded and interact with our economic goals.
Even without those big tax proposals, there's plenty to discuss within the areas of personal and company tax, federal-state relations and state taxes.
We can't have a serious discussion about how to reduce some of those very messy state transaction taxes and the state payroll tax unless we actually look at how the GST is working.
Some argue the exclusion of the taxes that have generated so much political heat could be a blessing in disguise.
What this allows you to do, this summit allows you to do, is focus attention perhaps back on areas that have not been aired in public as much, because they've been overshadowed by, discussions on carbon tax and mining tax and so on.
Like the administration of tax and tax rates.
The personal tax rates, the personal tax threshold at which the different rates kick in, probably more importantly, the interaction of that with the welfare system that we have. At what point should welfare cease and, taxing begin?
That's an issue concerning the Australian Council of Social Service, which wants the forum to discuss superannuation.
We've got tax breaks there that are benefiting people on the higher incomes, and we've got people on low incomes who are not securing the kind of superannuation savings they need. So we want that on the agenda.
And then it'll be over to the Prime Minister to remain true to her word.
This is a government of action. This is a government of decision and delivery. That's exactly what we're doing in 2011.
October's forum will leave the government with more to decide and more to deliver.